You probably know by now that every Saturday I have a Vietnamese coffee, which is filtered coffee with condensed milk, and I add cream to it. And the condensed milk is probably a pathway to diabetes, but you only can buy these little tubes of condensed milk up here. So my lovely wife, that's you, bought me this, a kilogram of Vietnamese coffee. Thank you, my darling.
Oh, don't. I just wake up.
You're gorgeous. Anyway, it's time for Vietnamese coffee. So I have my Vietnamese coffee. It's a beautiful day, but it's getting colder. And I've been told that, it's only September now, I've been told that in early November it might start snowing. So something to look forward to. But today I have to figure out what I'm going to do. I have 50 million different projects that I need to do, but I have to decide what's most practical. I'm probably going to do the deck, so maybe that, we'll see. But in the meantime, have a great day. So the sanding of the veranda has started. I'm just smoothing out a few patches, and then I've got to do this whole thing. That's a pretty big job too. Anyway, we'll get there. So I've started staining the deck finally after all this time. And while I'm doing this, Miso is just painting this bath mat type thing, wooden type thing. And she has to go and get dressed up in her overalls because I'm filming. And here's professional painter Miso setting up for the painting. What an expert. And look at that, white overalls and shirt. Oh, look, the camera. What do you think of your painting job?
I thought much difficult than I thought. The color doesn't go even.
Oh, that's right.
I'm Japanese and we are perfectionists.
Yeah, I know, and I'm Australian, and we're like, close enough is good enough. So just try and do somewhere in between.
Okay, then I try to be Australian.
That's the way. She'll be right, mate. This deck gets a lot of sun, so I put up this tarpaulin to give me a bit of shade. See how this goes. And so finally, we start. Woohoo!
What's the color of this?
It's colour number 5.
Oak color.
Is that what they call it? Well, it's in Japanese, so you could probably read it.
So okay. Anyway, number 5.
Number 5. That's all I go by. It doesn't look too bad.
頑張ってションさん。
Arigato, Misa-chan. Not sure about this colour. Looks lighter on the tin, but probably when it dries, we'll see. I've had to contend with a bit of rain lately, and the eaves on the house don't go out far enough. So the rain tends to get onto the veranda. So I rigged up this stuff for now, hopefully so I can get a bit more work done. But it's come along all right. And one of the problems has been the inability to find this polyurethane, but I've just ordered it online. So it's progressing. After about a month of doing this with lots of distractions, this is the final part of doing this veranda. Thank God for that. Top coat, and then I'm finished. And then I can move on to other things. So, all good. You may remember how badly overgrown the garden was. Luckily, our new friend Sam just came over and cut it all back for us. Today I'm replacing some insulation underneath the house. That's that stuff there. This is the stuff it should be, which I'm replacing. And then we've got all this fun stuff like this under here. So it's probably about time it was replaced. One more job done. Thank God for that. You've got to love this here in these rural areas. A lot of people grow their own vegetables and there's still that sense of community. And yesterday we had a guy drop over, next door neighbour, who gave us a rock melon. Rock melons are not cheap in Japan, they're quite expensive. I don't think he grew it himself. And he gave it to us. But the funny thing was that he's actually leaving. He's just gotten divorced and he's selling the house next door. And, you know, no other reason than kind of community, I suppose. He came to say goodbye and we'd never met him before and gave us a rock melon. And then today, a new friend lives just up the road. He came over with pumpkin that he grew himself and gave us some leeks that local women were growing and had so many they gave him some and then he gave some to me. This is very common here. You got to love it. I mean, I think we've lost that in a lot of places in the West. So looking forward to doing something for them as well. I'm going to start sanding this top section here of the house and then stain it. So away we go. My Japanese friend Sam and I have been at this for a few hours now and we're managing to get through a bit, sanding this top section, which is a bit of a pain. The next bit's going to be a bit harder because we have to put a ladder on top of the truck, but we'll get there. Sam's been very helpful and very generous with his time, so it's happening.
Just cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah, finished today.
Yes, this is me and Sam, and we've been working very hard to get that wall finished, and the end result's pretty good. So next step is just to paint it, but I'm very happy.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
And that's our final result of sanding that horrible wall. So it's finished now except for the painting. So it's a big improvement, and this is Sam who's helped a lot. So thank you.
Yeah, no. And this is my car.
And this is Sam's car, which is coming
camping car.
very handy for actually getting up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. So finally I started painting the top section of the house, and once that's done, everything else will be done inside then, thank God. It's just been a big job. We'll see how it turns out. I'm just trying this kind of light oak, reddish kind of colour and see if it works or not. So yeah, let me know what you think. Well, that's the first coat. It's not very strong, so I'm probably going to have to do maybe a second or third coat. But I'm going to leave it for now because it's got to dry, and then the bad weather is coming again tomorrow with rain, and so I'll leave it for a few days, take this truck back to Sam, my friend up the road, and borrow it back from him again when the weather improves. But it's not looking too bad. I really need to get stuck into the work inside now with the flooring. And the kerosene heater has arrived with Mr. Fujikawa's fitting it for us right now. So it's about 11 p.m. and it's been really heavy rain. And as you can see, it's a pretty bodgy job here of sealing this window. So we have water dripping. So I'm going to try and seal it and see what I can do. Probably a good thing it started to rain. Otherwise I wouldn't know. I did a very crap job of it last night as an emergency measure, and now I've just taken it off and going to do it properly. I just did that edge, which isn't fantastic, but it's not bad. And so now I'll try again. And then I'll just do it with my finger. Oops. And what you do, get a bit of this.
Professional.
Not exactly, but probably better than it was. I'll clean that bit up a bit. And this is the outside. As you can see, it's a very, very, very bodgy job. I think I'll probably be able to do a little bit better, and I'm not much of an expert on it. Well, mine's not fantastic, but it's certainly an improvement. I couldn't get in here to replace all that. What a mess. You may have seen news headlines about bear attacks in Japan over the last few weeks. There's been 100 so far this year, but you know, there's 130 million people here. There were 2 sightings in my local area last week, which didn't result in any issues, but you just got to realize that there are a lot of bears up here.
On the northern island of Hokkaido lives the higuma, a subspecies of the Usuri brown bear and relative of the grizzly.
And on a completely different note, we saw a squirrel in our front yard the other day. This place has lots of wildlife. I love it.